Broadcasting from Dar es Salaam, this is TBC News, our top stories. Dr. Samia swears in newly appointed leaders. Dar es Salaam set for Africa Food Systems Forum, AGRF.
With all issues of security in Dar es Salaam.
Good evening, I am Nasa Kingo. Just a reminder, you can also follow us live via our YouTube channel, TBC Online, and also get all the latest news through our Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter pages, all at TBC Online. We start in Zanzibar, where President Dr. Samia Suluhu Hassan directs government leaders to perform their duties diligently and ensure that they bring changes that the government has promised to the people. She met the directive immediately after swearing in the newly appointed ministers, deputy prime minister, permanent secretaries, and ambassadors at Tungu State Lodge in Zanzibar, insisting the government should solve the challenges faced by the people. Here is a report prepared by Fatma Matulanga and read by Faidha Ngaga.
Mimi Doto Mashaka Biteko na kwamba
at Tungu State House in Zanzibar, government leaders have gathered to witness the swearing in of the newly appointed leaders.
Nitaitumikia vema na kwa moyo thabiti,
kwa mwaminifu kwa Jamhuri ya Muungano wa Tanzania,
kwa mujibu wa sheria iliyowekwa.
Mwenyezi Mungu nisaidie.
Vice President Dr. Philip Mpango says the government needs improved performance in various key areas, including resolving disputes over land, natural resources, and livestock.
Muhimu sana.
It is very crucial for you to listen and work on the grievances of the citizens in both Tanzania mainland and in the island of Zanzibar.
President Dr. Samia here explains why she had to make the minor cabinet reshuffle.
Maendeleo lazima yawe na bandika, bandua, kazanati, fungua, tuamneti hii hapa.
Development is always dynamic, and that is why we are always making these reshuffles. She gives directives to the newly appointed ministers.
Na mmekuwa mkipaza sauti kubwa kwa mawaziri.
You have all been giving your views to the ministers in the parliamentary debate. So now all the things that you have been debating about, you have to work on them. You are now in the front row of leadership, so we expect you to be fully engaged. You should work towards bringing the change that you have been talking about. President Dr. Samia reminds them of the responsibility to work in accordance with the values of public service.
Tunahidi mambo mengi. Twendeni tubadilikeni.
What we need is to see the change that we promised the people of Tanzania. We usually make a lot of promises. It is time now to change. Interpersonal relations are very important in serving the people. Without humility, you cannot serve the people well.
All the best to all the newly sworn-in leaders. Dar es Salaam Regional Commissioner Albert Chalamila urges Tanzanians to take advantage of the Africa Food Systems Forum, AGRF, to learn and gain new skills and experiences in business, investment, livestock, fishing, and agriculture, as well as effectively use modern technologies to boost productivity in those fields. He made the call in Dar es Salaam when updating on the steps taken by the region to ensure security heading to the upcoming AGRF Forum on Food Systems in Africa, which is scheduled to take place from September 5th to 8th in Dar es Salaam.
We are very, very much equipped with all issues of security in Dar es Salaam. And I would like also to give confidence to all coming here that our city is full of security. We have observed it critically, and of course we have observed it to our people by telling them this summit of course is theirs. So they must be part and parcel to make sure no anybody who is aiming to do anything that will distort the whole theme of the summit.
On the other hand, the Executive Director of Arusha International Conference Center, AICC, Ephraim Mafuru, said the Julius Nyerere International Conference Center, JNICC, which will be used for the forum, is well organized to ensure that it provides needed services as planned.
So we are ready as a center, under the guidance of the ministry, We have more than 27 venues that have already been prepared. The main auditorium, that is Selu, will occupy more than 1,000 delegates, but 26 other venues with 5 other marquees outside that can occupy more than 800 people at a go. All the audio-visual equipment, LED screens, tables and chairs, air conditioning systems, cleaning of the entire venues, and all the support systems have already been set. So for me, the stage is set, ready for Her Excellency the President to host all other heads of delegates and people from more than 70 countries who will be here from this week.
The budget for the preparation of the Forum on Africa Food Systems is estimated to be 12.5 billion Tanzanian shillings. Tanzania is going to host an annual Southern Eastern Africa Chief Justice Forum from 23rd to 28th of October 2023, which will comprise of 16 member countries. The forum will focus on how to integrate technology with dispute resolutions of matters arising from the African Continental Free Trade Area. Emmanuel Samuel has more details.
Speaking in Dar es Salaam on behalf of the Chief Justice of Tanzania, Professor Ibrahim Juma, during the meeting involving editors and journalists from different media houses, the judge of the Court of Appeal, Ignas Kitusi, says a theme of the conference is about the role of national judiciaries in dispute resolutions of matters arising from the African Free Trade Area, and the focus being on the use of technologies to enhance efficiency around African Free Trade Area matters.
So these countries, the Chief Justices and the other judges will be discussing how to use modern technologies to enhance efficiency with the view of solving or resolving disputes around the African Free Trade Area. We have invited the Office of the National Assembly, the Speaker of the National Assembly, the ministers, and chairpersons of standing committees in the Parliament, and the other principal secretaries of relevant ministries.
Judge Kitusi also calls upon journalists to play their role on informing the general public, while the chairperson of the Tanzania Editors Forum, TEF, Deodatus Balile, thanks the High Court for preparing such kind of forum, insisting that it is an opportunity for the country to open up locally and internationally on the use of modern technologies to resolve legal disputes.
So every one of us, we being Tanzanians, you being members of the press, have a role to play. Your role is to inform the general public that this is going to happen and disseminate the information, correct information as to what this forum is for and what it intends to achieve and what are the likely benefits of the conference that is going to be held.
I think the theme of using the modern technology to resolve legal disputes has come at the right time.
Balile also requested the court to allow video cameras during court proceedings, similarly to other countries, so as to provide an opportunity for the general public to see what is going on.
That cases, and the rape as well, that cases are not heard in camera, but they are live aired in public and live televised. So we request the Court of Tanzania to also buy the idea of allowing cameras into the courtrooms, where during the court session, the general public will be offered the opportunity to see what is going on in the courtroom, unlike now when they allow notebooks but not the cameras.
Her Excellency President Samia Suluhu Hassan is expected to be an official guest to this conference, which will be held in Arusha from 23rd to 28th of this year. Reporting from Dar es Salaam, Emmanuel Samuel, TBC News.
Thank you very much, Emmanuel Samuel. The Intergovernmental Panel on Climate Change, IPCC, has recently elected its new chair and 3 vice chairpersons. Among them is Tanzanian Dr. Ladislaus Changa, who is Acting Director General of Tanzania Meteorological Agency, TMA. The IPCC is an intergovernmental body of the United Nations whose main job is to advance scientific knowledge about climate change caused by human activities. It was established in 1988. To understand more on the panel and its role, we are joined by Dr. Ladislaus Changa, the Acting Director General of TMA, talking to my colleague, Faith Gaga. And here she starts by asking him how the whole process of getting the leaders was conducted.
So we started the process for electing the new bureau back in March, where the IPCC Secretariat issued a call for nomination for each government to try to provide the candidate, the best candidate that they have, to contest for the different position in IPCC. And I was lucky, my government, our government, the United Republic of Tanzania, nominated me to the candidates of Vice Chair of IPCC. And I would take this opportunity to express my appreciation and thanks to the government of the United Republic of Tanzania, Her Excellency President Samia Suluhu Hassan, and the entire government for the trust and for the nomination for me to contest in such position. So after nomination from each government, then it will go on the process of campaigning here and there. And then we went back to Nairobi from 24th to 28th of July this year, where the actual election took place. And the election started with the chair of the IPCC, and then the 3 vice chair of IPCC, and then the chair of working group and the vice chair of working group. So we contested for the vice chair of IPCC. Around 111 countries voted for us to be elected, and actually we are the only country which received such significant majority endorsing us to work and provide leadership as vice chair of IPCC. So that's how it went. Okay. It was a big contest. It was one of the difficult elections in the history of IPCC. And we are very happy to be part of history in that.
What would you say was the one thing or the reason behind our win?
There are several reasons, but the most important reason is acceptance and recognition of Tanzania as one of the countries that can provide leadership even at the international level. So there is a big trust among the international community on our country, on our leadership. And this is a foundation, I would say, for us being elected to this position. But of course, the other factor include our commitment and hard work over several years that we have worked in the IPCC, and our contribution in different circumstances, in different challenges, providing leadership. A lot of country and a lot of colleagues have been noting that.
So what does this win mean to Tanzania and Africa as a whole?
This means a lot. This means a lot, first of all, that we can provide leadership, we can contest in the top leadership position in the international community. We can win. So this is a message that I would really like to ensure that the young people, those who are studying right now, those who are working in different areas, to have that trust, to have that belief that it can be done. We can win it.
All the best to Dr. Ladislaus Changa. The body chairperson of Apprenticeship Program, Brenda Msangi, says the training program offered by Strathmore University of Business in Kenya has successfully contributed to the economic development in the country by enabling Tanzanians to hold senior positions in various institutions and companies. She made the remarks in Dar es Salaam while addressing journalists, adding that the training has managed to produce 8 Tanzanians to hold senior positions since its inception.
Started 2019. This is our 3rd cohort, and when we started, actually we got blessings from the government. We were quite honored to have Prime Minister Kassim Majaliwa to be part and parcel of the inauguration of the CEO Table, the CAP program. Since then, for the past years, for the past cohorts, We already have 8 CEOs who are now leading multinational companies, and we're very proud.
On the other hand, the chairperson of the CEO Roundtable, David Tarimo, says that through the program, many people in the country have benefited by holding positions of professional directors, especially in the private sector.
Well, I think the first thing is the more Tanzanian leaders we have and leaders in business, that of itself creates a positive impact. I think the concern has always been that too many of the leadership, particularly at CEO level in the bigger companies, have been people from outside Tanzania. What we've seen with this program is that individuals who've passed through it, a number of them have proceeded to leadership positions within companies and within companies that are part of global multinational groups. So I think that's some indication of the positive impact that the program has had.
A total of 18 Tanzanians have graduated from the program as third cohort, with 5 of them being from public sector. The Deputy Principal Secretary, Ministry of Education and Vocational Training in Zanzibar, Dr. Mwanhamisi Amir, says her government will continue to collaborate with local and international development partners to improve the education sector and to achieve the goals set. Swam Mavura from Zanzibar has more details.
It's almost 2 years now since the non-governmental organization Good Neighbors has been implementing a project for the enhancing the quality of secondary school education through a holistic approach in Zanzibar. The project focuses on increasing teachers' knowledge and teaching methodology, especially in science, mathematics, and English subjects through competency-based curriculum. In the biannual meeting to evaluate the project, the Deputy Principal Secretary, Ministry of Education and Vocational Training, Dr. Mwanhamisi Amir, says the project has been successful as it contributed in increasing the performance of students compared to previous years.
The revolutionary government of Zanzibar promises deep cooperation with Koika, Good Neighbors and other partners in the implementation and completion of this project. The success of this project will contribute to the availability of quality education to Zanzibarians.
The success achieved is due to the cooperation between Good Neighbors and the revolutionary government of Zanzibar.
And with your support, we will achieve what we are expected to achieve.
And we wanted to do more, so please give us your feedback and comments and suggestions and what to do and the next step.
I want all of us to really think that we are in a very good pace and we are a stronger team to implement this program together. And we work for the students. We work for the youth in Zanzibar.
Other project interventions include capacity building to head teachers on school leadership and management, strengthening school management committee, rolling out of school-based teachers training, and construction of multipurpose science laboratories. Reporting from Zanzibar, Somo Mavura, TBC.
Thank you very much, Somo Mavura from Zanzibar. Tanzanian ambassador to Germany, Dr. Abdallah Possi, calls on young people in Tanzania to maximize on various international opportunities available in the country that can be used to add their knowledge and skills. He made the call when he was visited by a group of Tanzanian and German students who were participating in a cultural exchange program in Germany. Esther Deus is among those students and has prepared the following report.
Tanzanian students from different faculties in the University of Dar es Salaam who are in the middle of their cultural exchange with the students of the University of Munster had an opportunity to visit the Tanzanian embassy here in Berlin. Their visit involved impactful discussion between both students from Germany and Tanzania and Ambassador Abdallah Possi.
How do you perceive the political climate in Berlin? Like, how are your connections to maybe German politics and German?
The ambassador shared a number of opportunities available in Germany, especially for youth, but still urged the youth to be more aggressive in grabbing these opportunities.
here in Germany, for example, I would start, okay, the good relationship between Tanzania and Germany has made it possible for various sorts of partnership, not just between universities, but even under other programs supported by BZ, youth exchange programs, and there are many of those. And from these programs, many other things can develop, because you develop networks, and not only networks, at times you can even develop serious education partnerships.
Students also share their experience in their stay in Germany and how to be active in grabbing foreign opportunities.
I first saw the opportunity of participating in the promotion exchange program of Tanzania in Germany, and I saw this is an opportunity for I as a student of a Tanzanian country to go international.
These are among the fruits of a strong diplomatic relation that Tanzania has with Germany for years. Number of youth are beneficiaries of opportunities that are being found here in Germany, but also German students get opportunities to explore the opportunities that are in Tanzania. Esther Dels, TBC.
Much Esther Dels from Berlin in Germany. The Serengeti biosphere in Tanzania is famous for the annual wildebeest migration, and the Kijereshi Game Reserve sits right on a track of terrain within this migration route. Here is Margaret Getty with more details on the story.
The Kijereshi Game Reserve serves as the only animals reserve in Busega district. Conservation of this wonderful place facilitates tourism around the region. This mini paradise is known best by bird watchers. This is downy eagle, a big bird and mostly found on top of trees searching for its next victim. They are always wandering around waiting for a chance to scavenge hunts of animals or other birds. Known to the world as the black-chested snake eagle, this is another bird of prey that can be easily sighted in Kijereshi Game Reserve. Availability of water is a great determinant of life in a certain area. Water bodies like dams and rivers can be viewed in certain places of the reserve.
Very much, Margaret Getty. Before we wind up our local news tonight, let us now take a look at today's exchange rates according to the Bank of Tanzania, BOT. Every weekday to know all the latest in exchange rates. Time now for all the latest in international news. This is international news as compiled by Ramadan Mpenda and read by Esero Mafuru.
The South African Department of Health has said only 12 of the 74 bodies recovered from the building that caught fire in Marshalltown, Johannesburg on Thursday are identifiable. Acting Chief Executive Officer for Forestry Pathology Services, Tembele Tumpalaze, said the remaining 62 bodies have been burnt beyond recognition and will require DNA sampling from their families. The Health Department has been briefing the media at the Forensic Pathology Services where families will be identifying their loved ones. There are also 4 body parts that will be sent for DNA testing. The cause of the fire remains unknown, but forensic investigators are also at the site picking through the charred remains of the burnt-out building. The blaze in the overcrowded and condemned 5-story building claimed 74 lives, including 12 children. Gabonese main opposition group, Alternance 2023, has urged the international community to encourage the junta that overthrew President Ali Bongo this week to hand the power back to civilians. The opposition leader, Albert Ondo Osa, has said they are happy that Ali Bongo was overthrown, but they hope the international community will stand up in favor of the republic and the democratic order in Gabon by asking the military to give back the power to the civilians. Military officers seized power in a coup on Wednesday after an announcement that Bongo had secured a 3rd term in an election, ending his family's nearly 60-year-old on power. Also, military officers in Gabon appointed General Brice Nguema as transition head of state, and inauguration of General Nguema is expected to be on Monday next week.
That was international news. The sports news is up next. And in sports news, the management of Singida Big Stars has announced the new technical bench of the team led by the head coach Ernest Middendorp from Germany. The president of the team, Japheth Macau, says due to his experience of African football, the coach fits to make the desired changes in the team.
A coach, we think he has enough experience, and I believe he will transform us. But through our discussion with him, we decided to change the whole technical staff, not only him. So we give him a room to come with his assistant coach.
I'm not really afraid about expectations, afraid about to fulfill and to take certain moments, certain situations, and try to find out what has to be done. It's up to us, up to me, to find a way, to put it together into the right setup, formation, system, idea of play. That is definitely something what will be better assessed from my side if I have the training session of 10 days or 14 days before we go into the next.
The coach Middendorp says the goals set by the team is what has attracted him to join Singida Big Stars, and he's ready for the responsibility. Middendorp will lead Singida Big Stars to the first round game of CAF Confederation Cup against Future FC from Egypt, where the match will be played in Dar es Salaam on September 17th, 2023. The head coach of the national volleyball team, Alfred Serengia, says the team is determined to win the African Volleyball Championship in Egypt. Coach Serengia says they are well prepared technically and psychologically to compete in higher levels in Africa and emerge victorious.
With the nature of the players we have right now, the age, the physical qualities, the mentality, we are perfect to compete in this kind of competition, and for sure we are going there not as tourists. We are going there to compete, and we are able to compete, and for sure we'll do our best.
We have a very quality players. We have a very good combination of players. We have all kind of weapons that we can be able to participate in this African championship. It's a very big competition, but we also have very good players inside Tanzania and outside Tanzania. So we are very ready to go and fight for our country and show all the Tanzanians that we are ready to win this championship.
On the other hand, the captain of the national volleyball team, Jackson Murray, explains the expectations of the team in the competition, and he praises the quality of each player. And that is sports news. And before we conclude the news bulletin for tonight, let's take a look at the weather forecast for the next 24 hours.
Hi to everyone. This is the next 24 hours weather forecast from Tanzania Meteorological Authority. My name is Teresa Ngasa. By starting with the windy flow pattern, wind is expected to flow at the speed of 30 km per hour over northern coast, Lake Victoria, Lake Tanganyika, and Lake Nyasa. We also expect the wind to flow at the speed of 20 km per hour over the southern coast. For tonight, we expect the cooler condition to persist, especially over southwestern highland regions, with the lowest minimum temperature of 7 degrees Celsius over their region. We also expect most part of our country for tonight to feature partly cloudy condition. For tomorrow, it is our expectation that areas over Kagera and Mara are expected to feature partly cloudy condition, thunder showers in a few areas. Over Kilimanjaro, Arusha, Tanga, Pemba, and Unguja Isos, we expect it to feature partly cloudy condition, light rain showers over a few areas. The remaining part of the country for tomorrow is expected to feature partly cloudy condition. And now let's take a look on the 4 days weather forecast. Thank you for watching. See you next time.
Marks the end of the news bulletin for tonight. Don't miss our next bulletin in Kiswahili at 11 p.m. On behalf of the whole team, I am Nasa Kingu. Catch us again next week on Monday, same time, same place.
Cheza pesa huku kwetu, kila mtu